All right, what's up, y'all? This is Keenan from In the Smoke with Keenan. And yes, this is number 3 of the offset cooking journey. I'm not gonna keep numbering these bad boys, probably just the first 5, and then, it's just gonna be regular cooking. But yeah, I got some good old spare ribs. Not St. Louis cut, straight up spare ribs. What I grew up eating. When I was little, I didn't know nothing about a St. Louis cut. So I didn't find that out until like I was in my 20s. But I got some good old 2 racks of spare ribs. Yeah, Elmer Fudd is in the house. 2 packs of spare ribs, 2 nice racks. And I'm gonna throw some chicken on there with it, some boneless, skinless thighs. See how I give a go at that. And they season pretty nicely. Ribs is seasoned, chicken is seasoned. And then I got a couple sides I'm gonna put together. So sit back, enjoy the show, and let's get to it. So for starters, I got my wood getting ready, getting these coals ready. Got a good chunk of hickory on there. Kingsford Original, Kingsford Hickory Grilling mini logs. This one wasn't too many, so I'm gonna give this bad boy a chance to break down and get in here, and let me show you how I got these ribs seasoned up and this chicken. Here's the first rack that I got seasoned, and I didn't trim them. That little flat piece, I just tucked it up under there. That's why it looks like that. I just tucked it up under, picked that up offline, watching a few barbecue videos. This rack is seasoned with Kinder's Black Cherry Chipotle, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna use on that one. And then this rack, as you can see, the seasonings are a little bit not as, doesn't have too much redness to it, not too much color. That's because I put a layer of Goya Adobo, which we are all familiar with, staple in this house. And then some of the it's NOH, but I tore the label off. Some of this right here, Chinese sweet and sour spare rib seasoning. And of course, you're supposed to do this in a skillet, but I like taking things like this and making them and using them as barbecue rubs, even though they're not traditionally for that. And if you look in there, you can see that the seasoning is kind of light. I'll sprinkle a little bit on there. So you can see it look like sugar, but it's full of flavor. So I saved a little bit so you can see that. That's what the seasoning looks like right there. So the color is gonna come from the hickory wood. So that's what I'm banking on. And like the other one, I just took that flap and tucked it up under there. I seasoned it first and then tucked it, so it's not like a bland piece of meat under there. Be sure to season all aspects of rib. Go ahead and load these bad boys up. This is the Goya and Chinese spare rib seasoning one. And like I said, I just took this piece and just tucked it up under there. We're just gonna do it like that. We're gonna put the bigger side towards the fire because I don't want the smaller side to dry out. We don't want them to touch too much. I didn't take the skirt off, none of that. This is what I grew up having, straight up spare ribs, okay? Nothing against St. Louis because I do them all the time. And I love me some rib tips. But looking for that beetle. But I seen this brother online and he said just tuck it up under and we should get a nice even cook on there. So let's get a close up. Yeah, them bad boys is ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this lid and let them do their thing, and we're gonna be back in an hour or so to see how they looking. Back in a minute. All right, so here go a little side I'm putting together. Got some cabbage here. Just gonna, take that core out the best way you know how to do it. I'll just throw it in like that. Twist. Get in there and pull that bad boy out and toss it in the trash. We'll cut this cabbage up. Kind of a rough chop, nothing specific. Try not to knock a lot of it on the ground. Just a nice little rough chop because it's gonna, cabbage breaks down. And then I got a pan here of some onion, about a good half of a large white onion. Onion is big. I'm just gonna throw that in there like that. Pull that little coal out. Chop that up. Picked up this little recipe from old brother Eddie Wright. As you can see, what I'm about to season it with, some of that Sweet Sharlene's right there. That is some amazing stuff right there, boy, I'll tell you. And let's get all this out the way. I'm just gonna throw that in the sink, dust that over there, bring that over here. Kind of mix it up and all that. And what I'm throwing on here is one of these leftover things of buttered garlic from Little Caesars. We're gonna do that like that. And we're gonna open up some of this Sweet Sharlene's. And we're gonna go liberal. That's why I'm running out. So here's this chicken that I was talking about. You see me get the cabbage together, and then I'm also going to do some black-eyed peas. I don't know how I'm going to season those, but I'm going to play that by ear because I can do that in my sleep. And let me grab some scissors here so I can show you this chicken that I seasoned overnight. It is seasoned with a Cajun-inspired rub that my son made. Tyrell put that together at school in this little culinary class. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna use it. And it doesn't have a lot of salt in it, so I didn't mind going pretty liberal and then vacuum sealing it up and then putting them in the refrigerator. So that's what they look like. We're gonna go ahead and get these bad boys on. And this cabbage ribs is looking good, drying out a little bit, but I'm gonna wait till they start cracking before I come back out here and spray. This is my cabbage with the Little Caesars garlic butter and the Sweet Sharlene. So we're gonna throw that right there closer to the fire because we want that to get done. And then we got these chickens here, these thighs that I deboned. And I saved the skins because you can expect a chicken skin video shortly. A little short or I don't know, something, but I'm gonna have a lot of them to fry up this time instead of just one pack. And I'm just gonna lay these Cajun seasoned thighs right up here, just like that, because these shouldn't take too much long. Put that right there. Oh yeah, look at that. That worked out just fine. And I had to go run in the house and grab these, throw some of these on here. Now this is on the lower, quote unquote, lower end of spectrum of sausages, but and they're good, so especially when you put some smoke on them. And I'm gonna line these bad boys up right here, as you can hear that sizzle. And how many is in here? 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm doing half the pack. So I added the last two of those Kingsford flavor boosters, the onion, garlic, and paprika. And I came back out here to check on these links because since I put them towards where the fire is, okay, so I got a half a stick of unsalted butter right here. I got half of a red onion and a quarter of a orange bell pepper, right? Throw that in there just like that. We'll come in with a little seasoning. Some of that Goya Sazon Total, perfect seasoning. We'll get about 2 tablespoons of that in there because we're gonna be adding water. So of course we're gonna be seasoning it again after we add the water, after we taste it. And since I don't have any, like pork component, like bacon or anything, I have some bacon fat back there, but I don't want to use that in here. I want to use this butter. I'm using this right here, the Goya ham flavored concentrate. This stuff is amazing. And if you go back in my channel, you'll see that it is utilized in my rubs that I came up with. My orange and my apple rub. Because it tastes good. So now we're gonna get that mixed up here. Thought I had my spoon ready, but I didn't. Damn. That smells good already. You get a little sprinkle of black pepper. About a teaspoon of that. You don't want too much black pepper in there. So I'm gonna let these saute up, then I'm gonna come back and add 3 cloves of garlic, the black-eyed peas, and some water. So these bad boys then softened up a little bit. Sausages is done. A little appetizer for the old familia. And I'm gonna go ahead, throw in these 3 cloves of garlic in there. Stir that up. Remember, we adding water to this, so it's gonna be on. And I got typical frozen black-eyed peas out the freezer section. After I drop them scissors, black-eyed peas right there. I'm gonna throw that bag in there. And since I like black-eyed peas, last time I did some, I made empanadas with them. Check out that video, my keen empanadas. It's the second bag. We're gonna go ahead and stir this up. Get all that fat on them beans. Get it well nice and combined. And then we're gonna add some water. And of course, we're probably going to add water a few more times. So always when you're cooking something and you gotta add water, always be sure to re-season and check your seasoning throughout your cook. So these bad boys is mixed up. Got about 2 cups of water here. 2 good cups of water. So see, that's covered. And that's pretty good, but we know them beans gonna absorb that. And you don't want it to dry out and start burning. So that's that right there. Yeah. Yep. And we got all these little, anyway, they're gonna cook down and all that. It look like just like pieces of the shell of the bean in there, but all that's gonna break down and we're gonna be good. So, see, we need to re-season that already. About a good another tablespoon of Goya in there. And then I'm gonna add another, actually no, I'm not adding nothing. I'm gonna let this cook down and I'm gonna see where I'm at, if I need to add another one of those concentrated ham packets or not. All right, bring this to a boil. So I'm gonna cover it, let it come to a boil, and then go ahead and simmer it on pretty much medium low. So let's get a look at these chickens. I'll make this quick because I don't want my phone to cut off because of the heat. So ribs is looking good. Got a little bit of pull back right there. Looking good. Chickens is looking good. I don't know if I'm gonna temp them, but that's ready. I can just do this. Yeah. It's time to start saucing a few of these. Cabbage, I'm gonna take the foil off that and stir it up. And I'll let y'all get a peep at that when I'm saucing this chicken. Back in a minute. All right, so let's get the sauce on this chicken. This is some barbecue sauce my wife made. And boy, it is good. It's nice and fruity. I don't know what she put in it. She probably won't tell me, but it's okay as long as I get to eat it. I'm just gonna paint a little bit of this chicken with this. I'm gonna do a couple pieces because I want to see what it's working with on some smoke. Yeah. Let's get that all up in there. Get that all up in there. Oh, you want to, yeah. Oh, so the little thighs is done. Little quick little smoke on them thighs. They was out there about a good almost 2 hours maybe. And they got done quick. The bad boys are finished. They are cooked. They are done. And I'm just trying to find my knife, which is right here. And we are going to get a good look in the inside of that. They were seasoned with a dry rub, a Cajun dry rub that my son made in culinary class. Good stuff. Not a lot of salt in it. And as you can see, the humidity out here, boy, it's so hot. This was loose when I had it in the refrigerator. But as you can see, I got a lot of stuff in there, and it's very tasty, very flavorful. You definitely could use it liberally. So, and then the pieces in the middle are sauced with this barbecue sauce that my wife had made. Very fruity, savory, slightly spicy sauce. Very good. Very good. Works well. As you can see, them little pieces that I had on the grill and indoors. Chicken is juicy, glistening. Yeah, so these black-eyed peas is done quick. Look at that. Quick black-eyed pea. And those who know, maybe some of those don't know, but you got to do that. And that is the phone ringing, the trials and tribulation of content creating when the phone rings. But yeah, you got to do that. I know you saw what I threw in there. Those who know what's up. You do that to your black-eyed peas and your good pot of green. Most people will disagree, but yeah, I'll throw this little pot up against anybody in the world. So right, this cabbage is done. A little spin on Eddie Wright's smoked cabbage with the Sweet Sharlene in there. You see, I got a little bit of color, and I got some onion in there that broke down with it. And this smells amazing. I used the one of the little package of the garlic butter from Little Caesars. I love that stuff. And this is, you saw that was real quick. I did it real quick. This is what I like to put on in my cabbage, my cream cabbage. If I don't have any of the El Salvador style crema, then I'll just go ahead and give me a couple dollops right here. Just a little bit. And then we just want to incorporate that. We don't want a lot in there because we don't want it to like curdle or start separating. We just want a little bit in there to dress it, to cream it up, to give it some texture. Well, it got texture, but just to coat it up and give it that nice, cool creaminess that most people aren't used to when they do their cabbage like this. So it's not about making it white, turning it white. It's just about coating it with the cream, getting it nice, incorporated, And it's going to bring a whole new dimension of flavor and a whole nother layer of flavor in there. That's it. Your boy Keenan's creamed cabbage, cream smoked cabbage. Now, I got a little tip for you. So most people will leave that little flap on their sour cream. And yeah, I got a little bit of that in there. So what? This is a trick to keep your sour cream from building water on top. I don't know if you've seen this online, but I'm going to show it to you. Put your paper towel over that, and I probably did it in another video. And you want to affix your lid over the paper towel, thusly, right? And then you want to store your sour cream upside down like that. So every time you open it up, there's not going to be a big pool of water in there. You don't have to stir it up all the time. And then not only that, it makes it a little thicker and a little creamier. So just a tip from your boy. So it's time for a little update. We're about 5 hours in. And no, I did not wrap these ribs. I was not about to wrap them. I didn't want to wrap them. It's like 140. It's 150. Little on the bone there. $150. So we got a little ways to go. That definitely tastes good. We got a little bit ways to go. And I am all out of wood. Hey, I've been burning, boy. So went through that whole pack of Kingsford mini grilling logs, hickory. Went through that whole bag in 3 cooks. So that lets me know I need to get more. So I can expect to finish a bag every 3rd cook. And that little piece I just broke off tastes good. It tastes nice and smoky. I know I got a lot of smoke on here. So what I'm about to do is I'm gonna wrap these bad boys. I'm gonna throw them in the oven and let them do their thing, and then I'm gonna be back with a plate. And that shit kind of sucks that I ran out of wood. Got a bunch of charcoal, and I got a lot of little bags of wood chips from when I was before I put the firebox on there. Got a little bag of wood chips and all that, and I'm not about to be loading up a whole bunch of wood chips in this firebox like that. So, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and put these bad boys in the oven for a minute. Probably about a half hour at the most, but definitely break them down. Juices is running clear, surprisingly. You could like take a shot of that. And I know I got some good smoke on these bad boys. Always, this is my 3rd time on the offset, so you know I still got that little did I over smoke it? Did I not let the dirty smoke get on there? Dirty smoke. Is it going to taste bitter? Is it going to taste like tree bark or whatever? Only time will tell. So I'm gonna get these bad boys wrapped and put them in the oven. I wasn't gonna wrap them. I'm trying to really focus on doing some ribs unwrapped. I want to complete a whole cook of unwrapped. So I thought I can do it with the wood that I had, but it was like 3 splits left. It's been hot out here. Now would be the perfect time to start, firing up the pit. But I was out here when it was blazing hot and the sun was right there. So definitely got hot temps, got up to about 350. 375, came out here, opened up the lid, let that drop down, drop it back. Just maintaining, doing the maintenance and maintaining my temp and heat control and getting used to doing that, because this is way different from running electric and just loading up your charcoal on one side of your grill and running indirect. This offset stuff, you really got to put some work in it. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, so we are finally done here with these ribs. Yeah, chicken, sausage, smoked creamed cabbage, and a quick pot of black-eyed peas. Knocked all that out in about 5 hours. It's had about 5 hours of smoke out there on the char-griller Legacy, rolling on Kingsford Original and Kingsford Hickory Mini grilling logs. So I came in, I threw these bad boys. These are some spare ribs. I did not cut them St. Louis cut at all. I just cleaned them up, took the membrane off the back, and did my thing. I wasn't gonna wrap them. My goal is to complete a whole cook of ribs unwrapped. That is my goal, and I'm going to accomplish that one of these days. So this is the spare ribs that I seasoned with Kinder's Black Cherry Chipotle. Check out my Very Berry pork steaks. That's the first time I used that rub. And as you can see, minimal effort right there. And this is the end piece that I did not trim off. I just folded it under for this purpose right here. Look at that, boy. So it's kind of like a little rib tip that you can kind of just do without having to trim up your ribs and everything. And boy, I got a nice little smoke ring on there. Let me see if I could get this on the knife without burning myself. Yeah, and that's nice and tender. Minimal effort cutting through that. Minimal. Look at that. So this is the other rack, seasoned with just Goya adobo and the No Foods of Hawaii. Taste the flavors of Hawaii, the Chinese sweet and sour spare ribs. And the directions for this I did not do at all. So as you can see, it requires a skillet and water, and then you make the sauce. It's pretty good. We actually did it like that, and it tastes amazing. But I like to take things like that and turn them into, use them as dry rubs, just to see how it works out. And so far, so good. So this is the other rack of spares right there. Now, only color, the color came from, pull back right there. They had some pullback on the other rack too, but I didn't zoom in on it. Nice pullback. Got the little piece tucked right there. So we're gonna go ahead and minimal effort cutting through that. Nice and tender. Oh yeah. And they are hot. I tend not to let them cool off too much before you know, you want to get the eating. I'm starting off with these black-eyed peas. Had a little audio difficulty, but they were good. You see how I threw my head back in the air. Then I went ahead and grabbed the rib. This is the Kinder's Black Cherry Chipotle. Bite through, stayed on the bone. Nice thick meaty rib. Very tasty, very flavorful. The hickory smoke came in real good, real good. And this is that other rib that I did with the flavors of Hawaii by that company N-O-H. And it was just a Chinese sweet and sour spare rib seasoning. And I like to use that as dry rubs. And it came out real good with that Goya adobo. Yeah, it was good. Look at that. You can see by the look on my face on how good it was. I had to stare off in the distance and enjoy the flavorfulness of this food that I just made. And I'm coming on in with this creamed cabbage. Yeah, smoked creamed cabbage. You gotta try that. Gotta try that recipe right there with that Eddie Wright Sweet Sharlene. Definitely sets it off on a whole nother level. Then I had to grab some of this chicken. The chicken seasoned with the Cajun inspired rub that was made by my son. This was just a dry rub with no sauce, and that was very good, very tasty. The hickory smoke definitely complemented the seasoning as I leaned in to get me something to drink, because I had to put my juice closer to me because them flies was out there attacking me. So I'm gonna go ahead and quench the old thirst once I get this chicken swallowed down. don't like mixing my drink in my mouth with food. That's just nasty. So taking me a good swallow right there. Then I'm gonna move on to the chicken that was sauced with the barbecue sauce that my wife made. Very fruity, savory, very nice, tasty sauce. Surprisingly, it went well with the rub that my son made. Definitely surprised me on that because it was like it was meant to be together. And everything was very good. Appreciate y'all checking me out on this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Follow me on other social media outlets on Instagram, NotAllSmoke78, and definitely on TikTok, Not All Smoke. And yeah, your boy on YouTube, In the Smoke with Keenan. Y'all be cool out there, be safe, be smart. One.